So guys, this is the reaction to the part 2 of the interview of Anubhav Chopra with Mani Ratnam, Rishab Shetty, Vetrimaaran and Basil Joseph. If you haven't seen part 1, I'll put it here. You can check it out. If you have seen the original video, I'll put the link in the description. You can check it out and let's have a look. Really excited because it's going to be funny and full of wisdom.
Sir, I have to bring you in here because you've stayed updated for 40 years. How do you do that?
Yeah. What are the names you said other than Rahman and Raja? No, I want to learn. I want to keep updated.
BTS.
What is BTS?
It's a K-pop, Korean pop music.
Okay,
BTS.
okay. I'm getting updated.
Yeah.
BTS, okay, I'll look
BTS,
out.
yeah.
Even I don't know
Kids
about
these
that.
days love that, sir.
So how do you do it?
This is how I know.
That answers it right.
In panel discussions, you just ask.
Absolutely, especially when you ask that. I'll learn.
But genuinely, sir, seriously, sir, 40 years of Mani Ratnam, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. It's unbelievable. And the thing is, you still speak to us with that same passion, with that same sincerity. When I go into PS1, I'm swept away like I was when I saw Roja or Bombay or Naigan. How is it that you never just sit home and rest and say, today I'll just pat myself on my laurels and be happy? What keeps you striving?
What makes you think I don't do it? I do it. I go back, sit down.
Suhasini, we'll chat.
But you still want to do the next film. And when you want to do a next film, it is, I don't know why, but it's always like a first film. You really, when you start off, at least for me, when I start off, I have no clue how I'm going to do it. If I have a scene on hand, when I start a new film and a new scene, I don't know.
If you're doing this for 40 years, you love it. You want to do it. That's why you're doing it. It's not just to work or, just something you don't like, just but you have to pretend, to like. So
How to shoot it. So you have to go in, discover, and then get into a rhythm and then keep building. But it never lets you become confident. To be very honest, when I did my first film, it was a Kannada film. And I didn't know filmmaking. I didn't know Kannada. I'd written a script and I thought I could make it. I just convinced. I told the actor that I have a producer. I told the producer I have an actor and got the film. And when I was making the film, I had two choices. I could work as an assistant director and become a director later. But I thought 7 years, I'm not ready to work as an assistant. I've done my post-graduation. I've worked for 2 years enough. The other option was to write a script and convince. So I went the other way. I told myself that if I write a script, convince a director, any of the big directors to take this script, and then with him I'll work on one film and learn filmmaking. That's what my plan was. But when I finished the script, I thought I'll do it myself. And so I told myself that this one film, I'll learn everything. I'll fall, I'll get up, I'll learn everything, and then let them see who I am. But that never happens, you never really learn it fully. You're still struggling, and you're always in awe
it's a never-ending process.
of masters. When I see Vetri's film or when I see these Kantara, they're just fantastic. It just inspires you that the limit is up there, far, far above. So it pushes you.
Okay.
For that Kantara, you are the inspiration, sir.
Tell them.
Definitely, sir. So he can make films like OK Kanmani and Ponniyin Selvan also. So that is an inspiration that as a filmmaker, as a storyteller, we should break the genres. So we should explore different contents. So he is the inspiration.
Vetri, how does that feel when Mani sir calls you a master?
The best praise you can get.
I really feel really embarrassed when he says such things. I feel that he's very, he likes to encourage youngsters, and he's encouraging. So I look at it that way only. And I'll first say about this pandemic stuff. I think even before the pandemic, the trend of going in to watch spectacles on screen set in India with the advent of OTT popularity. When a lot of films start, like, when OTTs swept into the mainstream viewing thought process, we wanted to watch spectacles. And when the lockdown came in, it cemented itself.
It was a catalyst, basically.
But again, it's not just the visual spectacle.
Like it would have taken OTTs and all, to get into every house. Like right now, 5, 10 years, slowly, slowly, slowly. But because of pandemic, suddenly it just skyrocketed.
But an emotional immersion, that is, I feel, when you're sitting inside a theater, if you can hold the audience, or if he feels that he cannot, he doesn't need to go to his mobile phone
Yeah.
to get a new shot of one fresh shot of
Dopamine.
dopamine, one new, fresh shot of dopamine through the phone, then he will come to the theater and sit. I think there are some very nice examples in Tamil now, very small films, like Love Today was a very small film. And the kind of, see, when we are talking about watchability on in coming into the big screen and watching, like we talk about all the big films, the pan India films, and even small films, the how you accept the film or respect the film, or whatever opinion you have about the film, irrespective of that, we talk about how people come in and take the film. So a small film like Love Today is accepted as much as a big triple R or KGF is accepted. So I think the immersive experience and the emotional connect, there's some point where I can identify with the world that is being built and the issues that are being discussed. uh, if it's my problem, a modern day issue, then I go to theater irrespective of the size of the film in terms of budget. And at the same time, if there is something that I can feel proud of, if I'm going to feel proud of, I mean, every person in Tamil Nadu is proud of Ponniyin Selvan. Very, very proud of Ponniyin Selvan. For that matter, when Vikram came also, we were like feeling like, okay, so Tamil
That is so
film
true.
industry has an answer to the pan-Indian syndrome or pan-Indian thing. No, we will
Syndrome.
celebrate the
I love that word.
film. So that kind of, if that pride works, that also is a matter of connecting factor. With Mani sir,
He's very, thoughtful. Like he understands the business really well, with filmmaking of what he does. He's not just, I just want to make my film, don't care about other things. He understands the whole, atmosphere of how things work, the whole system.
I feel he has been an inspiration for, I think, a guy in the 10th grade now who wants to become a filmmaker. I did not have the opportunity to watch Nayagan in theaters when it got released, but I had a VHS tape at home. So I watched that film for 47 times. I wanted to become a filmmaker, either to do a film as good as Nayagan or better than Nayagan. So when I was 15, I watched the film and I wanted to become a filmmaker. Today, a 15-year-old guy or girl will watch Ponniyin Selvan and will want to become a filmmaker. So that is the kind of influence and impact Mani sir has.
That's true.
So whatever you say, whatever you do, one name has been a constant in Tamil cinema. Like what Sachin Tendulkar was for Indian cricket, Mani Ratnam is that name. Like that name for Tamil cinema and for Indian cinema also. I like Mani sir's courage. His courage to go up and make a film. Like, see, whether you like it or not, that's not a problem for me. Okay, you don't like it, I will wake up in the morning tomorrow and I will start afresh. That courage. Not anybody or not everybody is as courageous as Mani sir is to be constantly making films. These 40 years are not just his ability to connect with his stories to the people, but his courage and commitment to make films continuously. I think that is what we all should learn from Mani sir.
Very
That
well said.
courage.
Very
Thank
well
you for
said.
that, sir. Thank you.
I want to also touch briefly about something that I think about a lot, because with the emergence of the big spectacle movies, right, with the success of, let's say, Pushpa or the KGF films or RRR, there's also a sort of return, in a way, of the larger than life, very hyper masculine hero. I feel women in film have made great leaps in the last 15 years. In front of the camera, behind the camera, we have so many more women directors now. And I am afraid, as a lover of cinema, as a film critic, that somewhere we will take 3 steps back, because again, at least in Mumbai, the general idea is that the female-led film is mid-budget, it's a little, it's more personal, choti film hai, go to OTT. How do we stop that from happening? Because like you said, it's not about budget. It's about emotion. It's about how much you're immersed in a narrative. How do we make sure, since you are the goats, that women are not pushed to the
I hope Mani Ratnam knows what that means.
sidelines again?
Not making fun. I just.
वो not only women filmmaker, so that will happen for low budget filmmakers. सबको होता है वो सब.
yeah.
तो आपको एक बड़ा फिल्म हिट हो गया तो सिर्फ लोग वो हिट फिल्म के लिए देखते हैं. अगर एक मिड बजट का है तो वो स्मॉल स्क्रीन के लिए सही है. वो एक्चुअली ऑडियंस का भी प्रेफरेंस हो रहा है अभी. तो अगर छोटा फिल्म हो गया तो हम लोग OTT पे देखते हैं. तो इतना बज़ क्रिएट हुआ तो थिएटर आते हैं लोग. सो आई थिंक वो पैंडेमिक के बाद एक रेवोल्यूशन हुआ है. तो वैसे तो अभी वेट्री सर लव टुडे के बारे में बता रहे थे, तो मेड इन अ स्मॉल बजट, तो उतना ज़्यादा पब्लिसिटी भी नहीं है. रिलीज होने के बाद इतना बड़ा फिल्म हो जाएगा, वो कभी कभी होता है. वो सब कांट प्रेडिक्ट.
We can only hope.
या
It feels like he answered the previous question and not this question. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, it's working, sir. I should say that this trend has been regressive in terms of women representation. That has happened, and we should really look into it, take it seriously in terms of representation. At the same time, I think women making films should speak more boldly about their own. They should come out to tell their own stories in a more bolder way, I would say, and number of women filmmakers should come. One of my assistants, she told me once, let us tell our own stories. Please don't try to give us representation, she said. So
That's the answer exactly.
I think that should happen more, and this regressive approach of portraying women should definitely change in the bigger films where it is more evidently regressive.
Well, Basil, I want to say thank you for Jaya 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 Hey, which was one of my favorite films. You got beat up a lot, but it was fantastic.
वो फिल्म एक मेल फिल्म मेकर की है, वुमेन नहीं की है.
Correct.
तो
No, we can't
Makes
be
sense.
prescriptive ki only women can tell. Everybody. I'm just saying, largely speaking, I hope we can, we can kind of keep pushing on this front. I've just been told I have 7 minutes to end, so I have one last question. That for too many years now, when we speak about Hindi cinema or Bollywood, it becomes that's Indian cinema, right? Through his Oscar campaign, Rajamouli kept saying, this is not a Bollywood film, RRR is a Telugu language film. Do you see in the next
Interesting, spicy question.
year, in the next 2 years, that has shifted and will continue to shift? where the four industries of the South and Hindi cinema are now the new national cinema.
Yeah, I have to share my personal experience. Adakalam was in um, a festival. I'll just get the name. Okay. It was in a festival, and a Canadian actress. She was invited for the film. She came, and she asked, "Is this a Hindi language film?" I said, "No, it's a Tamil film." But why is an Indian film speaking in Tamil? Shouldn't a Sri Lankan film be speaking in Tamil? I said, no. In India has a lot of languages, and Tamil is one language. She said, "Oh, I thought India speaks only Hindi." So that's the understanding that is there. And as long as this this narrative is strongly built, I mean, see, they have bought that idea. And I don't like calling Indian industry as Bollywood, Kollywood, Tollywood, Mollywood, all woods. I don't like
Yeah,
it.
we're done with that.
Yeah.
And thank God.
Yeah, I don't like that. So Hindi cinema has had its strong stars and the market and the business. So they've reached that way. And with films,
I love his knowledge, man, on this topic.
RRR was called, supposed to be a biggest collector in the US, equal to all the Hollywood films also. When such films come and the discussion starts around it, there might be people who are aware of it, but then most people are not bothered about what language we speak. Like, I'm talking about them. So what language we speak. They are content with their own misinformation. So only when they put in some effort to change that, it will change. We can't be
that's
like,
true.
going and screaming about what kind of films we make, who we are, and all of that. They should, I mean, we should be making our films. If they want to learn, let them learn. That's all.
I think
Makes sense.
if Hindi films stop calling themselves Bollywood, I think it'll change. You know, I think be proud that's a Hindi film and it's not one imitation Hollywood. That we have to call our films, Indian films. You know, why call it Bollywood of all the things?
This is true, and I have to say, I have some part, all of us media people have some part of it because we keep referring to it as Bollywood. I want to just end with something that I read somewhere, that Kamal Hassan sir saw Ponniyin Selvan 1, and he said that this is the golden age of Tamil cinema, and as a Tamil artist, as a Tamil filmmaker, he was very proud. So I want to steal that line and say, I think this is the golden age of South Indian cinema. And as an Indian critic and an Indian viewer, I'm very proud. So thank you, goats.
I think it is a golden age of Indian cinema. So finally, we all
Are equals. Yes.
Yes.
Can't wait to see everything all of you make next. And thank you for the time, and thank you, CII, for the opportunity.
At the end, very well said. This was great interviews, and I previously reacted to CIA Dakshin Summit before last year's one also. It had, I think, Rajamouli and Sukumar and more people, I forgot. But yeah, it's always fun, when these people come and talk, and you learn many things about the industry, about their process. This one not much about their process, about conviction we last one talked about, and this one also Bollywood thing, just got stuck, and we can go in history, how did it start, who started it, and all of that, but it got stuck, and as Vetrimaaran really said, they will not go out of their way to find out. It's their responsibility to find out how many languages are there. Now, I said, Triple R, before Triple R, this many people knew their different languages and different industries. After Triple R, that's more than that. I don't know by how many number, but it's more. More people are aware. And, the more, I think, more films, when travel abroad, travel everywhere, people get to know about India, I think they will get aware themselves. And, this Bollywood is only Indian cinema, Indian cinema, Bollywood, that will go away. I think that's in India itself, that was the thing. In India, people didn't know there, South Indian industries and other industries around the country. It was just Bollywood or Hindi cinema. At least in India, we are now, aware of everything. That's more important than people abroad. So, that's one good thing. And yes, it is a really good, I think, golden period of South Indian cinema, but also they're part of Indian cinema. So it's Indian cinema too. Now, I think It just, see, one in every industry does good. It's better for us. We get good films from every industry. Every industry should make good films. That should what they should strive for. And as us, people who love watching films, that's what we want. Great things for us. But if you like this, the thumbs up button, share this. You can check out this video next, and I'll see you next time.